Finals live post game brought to you right here exclusively on Hap News. So, Lakers get it done. It was ugly. 102 to 96. LeBron James scoring. LeBron James scoring 28 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. But I tell you, I was on the edge of my seat the entire game. I am not going to lie to you. Just thinking about everything that could go wrong. You know, Miami is just not a team that you want to play with, folks. They are not a team you want to play with. They had an opportunity to get in this game, and there was the talks about the way the Lakers lost game 3. How would they bounce back? How would Anthony Davis bounce back? And then there was also talk. What's up, Mark? Mark checking in from Los Angeles. I can imagine the party out there. The champagne is on ice as the Lakers have a 3-1 lead. But I was watching Anthony Davis, and I was sitting there getting frustrated. Now, it's no joke. I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm going to come in from a Lakers fan perspective. I'm like, why isn't he dominating? We saw him dominate in games 1 and 2. What is going on right now? So if you're out there watching, hit the retweet button. If you're on Twitter, this is live right on Haps News, at Haps News on Twitter. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead. Make sure you drop your comments. Let me know what did you think about today's game. But like I said, folks, it was and my boy, shout out to Sean, the Shark Williams. Sean is a diehard Lakers fan as well. Just checking in from Facebook, says he's not celebrating yet. I'm not either. We've seen this before. Shout out to my boy Daniel Artest, the Daniel Artest pod. Make sure you check that out. You know, he'll be going live as well. He said he's checking in before he does the same. You know, and Daniel, it's not over. As I was watching his halftime show, and you could see like him and his brothers, they was talking about it, the frustration, just because it looked like the Lakers came out flat. But here's the thing, like I had to keep reminding myself, they was winning at the end of every quarter. I'm like, they're winning at the end of every quarter, so why am I getting upset? But you know, now it's right there. And Mark said they bounce back strong. That's true. It's right there. There's an opportunity. Shout out to my boy, Damon Jackson. Damon says, LeBron has to make a presence early. I love LeBron, but stop being passive and set the tone early. Exactly. We saw him in the closeout game of the conference finals when it was right there and he put the team on his shoulders and said, I'm going to take you home. You know, and I'm going to take you to the championship. And like Shark said, just one more. Bring the championship home, King, for them. Bring the championship home, King, for Mamba, for the Mamba, for Kobe. Exactly. And I know a lot of people are saying, man, that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on the Lakers to do that right now. But guess what? You know, this Miami team is no joke. That's the thing. You knew it was going to be tough. You knew that Jimmy Butler is scrappy. And I said this had the 2001 NBA Finals all over it. To me, what I see Jimmy Butler is that Allen Iverson. One thing I do believe is that when this is all said and done, you will see Jimmy Butler. I think he'll be on the cover of 2K if they, you know, obviously if they don't go John Moran or somebody. That's obviously a different conversation for a different time. We'll get some gamers on here, right here on Haps News and Haps TV to talk about that. Shout out to my boy Mike Patton. Check it in. Says the others were big, especially KCP and Rondo. Yeah, exactly. They were huge in this game. When you think about everything, it was very important for those guys to step up. Like I said, but y'all, let me know. To me, LeBron and Anthony Davis, I saw them shaking hands, clapping, whatever at the end of the game, but they just did not seem to be in sync. I felt like it looked like LeBron wasn't even passing Anthony Davis the ball. I'm like, what's going on here? And I was getting frustrated. Shout out to my boy Terrence. They got to go with the Black Mamba jerseys in Game 5 to seal the deal. So I agree. Like, yeah, they undefeated. But the worst thing you can see is they're using that and then they bounce back on. It's like kind of going to the cookie jar too much. You know, because there's no guarantee that this works. So that's the only thing, you know, you don't want to see. But I mean, I would love to see them back in the Black Mamba jerseys. So We'll see. Damon says, "What are your thoughts about Danny Green getting so much time? I think when Danny Green plays, he's a liability. If it wasn't for the bench, Russo and KP would have been lost." I agree. I was wondering. D says 5-5-5-5 Lakers in 5, baby. Danny Green is like hot or cold sometimes, but when he hits, he hits. But just sometimes when he be missing, man, and that was the thing that was frustrating down the line. Watching him miss 8 straight 3-pointers in the fourth quarter, I'm like, why y'all keep shooting? Why do y'all keep shooting? But so I do look at Danny Green and I wonder, yeah, Mike, I said that earlier. LeBron out of sync. They were both, LeBron was out of sync, and they both were on the same page. His defense looked to be throwing lobs, but as much as they were out of sync, this just goes to show you, no disrespect to the Miami Heat, but how much of a better team the Lakers were. This was probably one of their worst wins, probably outside of the game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, their worst games where they actually won. And I do think they'll come back, and I think when they do come back in game 5, they'll get the job done. I got to look at the numbers with closeout games, but I do know that, LeBron has some good closeout numbers, so the eye is on the prize. 3 games to 1. Gordon Dragic, you feel bad for him. I know he's trying to do everything, but I think in this term, and I'm obviously not a orthopedic surgeon, but I think in this point, man, you got to think about long term. You got to think about your career. You go out there, you could risk and hurt yourself even more, and you in some serious trouble. Can Laker Nation give Kyle Kuzma some love? I see. Yeah, you know what? I don't understand that. Laker fans, I love Kyle Kuzma. I think a lot of it is because if any of the kids had to stay, the last one they thought it would be him. But I like Kuzma. I don't mind Kuzma still being on the team. Yeah, sometimes you've watched him mature. I feel like he kind of gets that Paul Gasol treatment after the Lakers won the championship. If you remember when they were trying to three-peat and then bounce back and win it in 2012, it felt like Paul Gasol's name was always up. Like, hey, you know what? We're going to trade him, or it's a possibility they could trade him. So that's what I look at, that he kind of gets that kind of treatment. So I do want to see them give him some love, because the kid can flat out ball, man. And if Brandon Ingram, we see what he's doing in New Orleans, but there's no guarantee he would be doing the same thing in Los Angeles still with LeBron and AD. Lonzo Ball probably, he probably would, but Rondo, I think when Rondo signed with the Lakers, they said that he would probably break down Lonzo and then help build him up. But I mean, Rajon Rondo, he said he lost us with his blonde hair. Rajon Rondo, man, he is just incredible. And just, I mean, a basketball mind is out of this world. And I think right now I see 4 Hall of Famers on his team. LeBron, AD, obviously. Dwight Howard's still Hall of Fame. I don't know why he came out of the game. Why did they take him out? Why didn't they use JaVale McGee more? I'm trying to figure out, why aren't the Lakers getting more physical? Yeah. Oh, shout out. We got Daniel on Hops. Daniel, you want to jump in? Matter of fact, let me invite you. Let me send you the link if you want to hop in and join us on this live. Daniel Artest, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what's up with hold on. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I really am. I'm wondering, like, why isn't just what happened with Dwight? Says the Lakers are NBA is better when the Lakers are on top. That's absolutely right, Mark. They are so much better. I mean, and personally, I would love to see the Knicks get there too. I would love to see them have an opportunity to be there. He says, in your opinion, who is in the lead for final MVP when Lakers win Game 5? Damon, I gotta absolutely go with LeBron James. I think, and maybe that's what the thing is. And it looked like. All right, so I'm gonna use the wrestling fan in me, right? It says going small is better. Okay, I see what you're saying, Mike Patton. I'm gonna say this. it feels like if the booking was for LeBron to win the MVP, it feels like maybe AD wasn't too happy. It's like, look, AD, we're gonna give LeBron the MVP. We will focus through LeBron. You'll get yours down the line, but let's let LeBron get this one so that he can have MVP in 3 different places. Maybe that was it. I could be wrong. Maybe that was it. So Chris Mason, shout out to you joining. Okay, all right. He said McGee can't guard Miami's bigs from the 3-point line. Yeah, all right, but no minutes at all. That's what I'm wondering. Like no minutes at all. Offense gets the glory. Defense was the championships, and that's been a big difference maker for the Lakers. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just wondering, like, even with the White, I understand playing small, but there's got to be some times where you could just like straight up like get physical with them. Like Bam Adebayo is really good. Like he's really good. He's a star, folks. I see him being a star, but I just felt like you had to kind of get physical and make your presence known so that you can take over and dominate. So AD and him are neck and neck, honestly. I can't pick either one of them above because they've both been very effective. Yeah, but even tonight, all right, we got Daniel Artest getting jumping on the line. Even tonight, let me put my headphones. Even tonight, it just felt different. It just felt like he should have been there. Like so. Oh, Daniel, what's up, bro?
Oh, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. You on my platform now?
Yeah, exactly, man. Salute.
Yeah, welcome to Haps, man. So
Yo, what is this thing, man? I'm just like, okay, this is
so
something new.
yeah, it's just like anything else. But what they do is they broadcast right to Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. Same thing. So and then they got all cool stuff like they got the takeovers. You can put all the stuff on your screen. So shout out to Peter and Pablo, man. They some good peoples. They been working on this platform, and their engineers. I've been talking with those guys. So not a lot of sports content on here. So that's the cool thing. There's a lot more news. But what you think about the game?
What I think about the game was it was definitely like you said. I was on the edge of my seat as well, kind of throwing my pillows at the TV. Don't want to break the TV and stuff. You know what I mean? But I was definitely throwing the pillows at the TV. As a hooper myself, I didn't like how they came out with like the lack of urgency. I mean, this is the finals. You know what I'm saying? And you hear LeBron talk all the time like. I'm only here for one reason. I only want championships, and sometimes he don't show it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of frustrating because, like, listen, this is the time for him to win. Everybody either they was injured or you got like the Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks didn't answer the bell. You're heavily favored against the Heat. You got to take advantage of the opportunity, man. And I kind of feel like they got away with one today.
Look, I tuned into the Daniel Artest podcast at halftime, and one of the things I did hear you and the fellas discuss was the frustration of just watching them just kind of like no effort. I saw better effort, but I got to ask you, you being a hooper, what happened with, like, to me, LeBron wasn't even looking AD's way. Now, I play rec ball, and I've been on some teams where, people don't like each other. So, that person. But I was like, only way I saw LeBron get AD get the ball if LeBron kick it to Caldwell Pope or Rondo and then AD be wide open. What was going on there?
I don't know. I thought it was the other way around because I seen I seen LeBron getting looked off by Rondo a few times and stuff too. I saw that LeBron was turning the ball over, So I was just like, everybody looking everybody off or whatever. But I'm glad they got it together though at the half and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they were shaking hands at the end of the game. So I asked about, and shout out to my boy Damon Jackson. My boy, we go way back since high school right here in Baltimore. I brought up McGee. Like, he's not being used at all. And Damon was saying too many mistakes. What do you see? Like, I'm looking at him and Dwight down the stretch, and I'm like, isn't there a time where you got to get physical with the Heat?
Yeah, That's what you're there for. That's what they got three big men to come back with Bam Adebayo. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're not really using it. They use Dwight Howard to set the tone,
Mm-hmm.
and then he comes up the game. And I'm like, okay, he should be playing more.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. He should be playing more. I don't know why he's not playing as much as he needs to be playing, or whatever. Like me, I don't think that the Lakers should go small. They should just just dominate them on the rebounds and everything like that. But also, you can tell that Dwight Howard is definitely limited laterally. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
same Dwight Howard. So I understand. I understand that, but you know they could overwhelm him. Maybe they get JaVale McGee in the game a little bit more. I don't know, and that's a good point that you brought up too.
Mm-hmm. Now, moving forward, do the Lakers put their heads down, tuck and roll, and go steamrolling in the game 5 and take it home? I mean, I would think bulletin board material. I'm putting plane tickets up. I saw somebody say it on TV. Put plane tickets up and say, "This is the motivation." Any other time you want to go to Disney World, but now you want to get out of Disney World.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't say give put up any bulletin board material, as Miami is a tough team.
Yeah,
And just go out there and play your game, and just do your job. That's
yeah.
all. Just do your job, and just whatever happens happens.
Yeah, I will say one thing about these playoffs, man. The Lakers have been winning in 5, but just as a fan sitting back watching, this first series was frustrating watching Dame Lillard just do what he wanted, do what he could until he got hurt. The
Mm.
second series, frustrating watching James Harden. Third series, obviously Jamal Murray. Like in the history books, if the Lakers win, you'll see they won every game in every series in 5 games.
Mhm.
But what I think those of us who will be able to go back and tell the young ones is those weren't easy 5 game series.
No, it wasn't easy at all. They was actually rather tough. You know what I mean? But I think this game five right here is going to be the hardest one of them all.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Miami, Miami ain't got no. They ain't giving in. They ain't got no quitting them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a hard game five, but like I've been saying from the beginning, man. There's still levels to this, man. You got AD and you got LeBron on the same team, and I get it. You're going up against a team that's tough, that's full of dogs, but the talent always going to win at the end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And
the,
that's
and
the
the
thing.
veteran leadership too. The veteran leadership matters. Look what Rondo did. Rondo was 0 for 6
Mm-hmm.
until he made that layup.
Yeah.
KCP. I've been on KCP case all season. You know what I'm saying? There was
Mm-hmm.
times where he was out there scoring 0 points, playing 20 minutes, just getting cardio and getting paid $8
Right.
million, whatever he get his cardio on. He's the player of the game for me today.
Can you imagine what the series would be like if they had Avery Bradley, who will get a championship ring if they win on, I think it's Friday. Yeah, on Friday. He'll get a championship ring. Will you imagine, like, do you think these games would have been over with?
That's a great question. I say yeah, because Avery Bradley can guard. He can guard Butler. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And also, if somebody else want to guard Butler, like LeBron or whatever, Avery Bradley can guard Hero. Hero wouldn't have the series that he's having if Avery Bradley was here.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely, it's been interesting. I want to ask you this about Jimmy Butler. Looking at it, him coming out of this final series, right? You think the endorsement checks go up for him? You think now he'll be considered a box office player? Because I thought he was always a great player, but I didn't see him as a superstar, as somebody putting on posters. I saw him as somebody that people who love basketball knew how good he was even since the Chicago days. But you remember when Wade got there, he let it be known this is Jimmy Butler's team. But do you think he will be a superstar and somebody that'll be box office?
I think that he'll be a superstar before the box office. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I don't think I'm gonna have my any of my sons. I got 4 sons. I don't think I'm gonna have them win any Jimmy Butler jerseys. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this about Jimmy Butler, man. He got my respect, man. He
Yeah.
plays tough. If Pat Riley can pull off something and get that third star in there, I don't know. There's gonna be trouble next year.
Who you think it would be? Do you think you see Giannis going there?
Yeah, see, we were talking about this yesterday, and the only way Giannis is going to Miami if they're gonna have to include Bam Adebayo in that trade. That's
Okay.
it. There's no way they're keeping Bam Adebayo and Giannis on the same team. And who they going to trade? You can't give up Tyler Hero for him. I'm sorry,
Mm.
you're gonna have to figure that one out. You know what I'm saying? But
But he's a free
would I
agent
trade?
next year, right?
He'll be a free agent after next season.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
afterwards. Okay.
after 2021. So if you want to trade him, you're gonna have to give up Bam. Listen, I like Bam, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see Giannis in that Heat culture. You know what I'm saying? With somebody that know how to win. They got a
Mm-hmm.
winning executive in Pat Riley, a winning coach in Eric Spoelstra, who has 3 titles. Um, and not 3 titles, 2 titles as a coach, but 3 titles as a he was an assistant coach on that other 2016. You know, um,
Yeah.
people will say no, I'd rather keep Bam over Giannis, but listen, Giannis is 30 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists a game. Okay, like I like Bam,
Mm-hmm.
but the numbers is different. You know what I'm saying? Giannis is a legit one of the reigning MVP, back to back defensive player of the year. You would want to add that guy on your team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, yeah.
What do you
But I got
see?
to get out of here though because
Okay.
I got to do my show. If you want to come on, I could just send the link in the snap. You're more than welcome to join and stuff. And my first time on Haps TV,
Let the
I
people
just
know where they can
downloaded the
find
app.
you real quick.
Yeah, okay, y'all can find me at Daniel Artest Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you, man.
Man, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Peace.
All right. So, folks, the Daniel Artest signing off. But yeah, what up, Steven? My boy Steven joining in. Damon says Game 5 will be easy. No way AD and LeBron will score less than 25 3 games straight. Mark my words, AD will have 38. Y'all got to think, Bron and AD been out of sync for 2 straight games. There's no way happens 3 straight blowout. Damon, I actually kind of agree. And one of the things I got to think about is they'll be rested. They'll get that extra day of rest. LeBron is used to this, right? AD, I mean, if I could be honest, I'm happy he done went this far, honestly, as without getting hurt. Every time he hits the floor, shout out to my homie Jasmine Watkins. Every time he hits the floor, you kind of like, So, I'm happy that he's lasted this long. Um, Mike Patton says they got cap space coming up to make it happen. He's talking about Giannis coming to Miami. Yeah, Shark, I agree with you. Sean Williams says Jimmy Butler is the reason why this didn't end up in a sweep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like I said, 2001. I remember Stephen A. Smith going out saying, I told y'all in 2001 that the boy AI was going to get you one. And I remember being frustrated. That was 9th grade year for me. Lakers lose game 1. And I'm like, come on, y'all was coming at, beating, swept everybody. I thought history was going to be made only for them to end up 15-1, which I believe the Warriors broke that record. I might be wrong. No, I don't think so. I know they went. Nah, I think the Warriors. That was the year they won. Then maybe they did. I think maybe they did break it. So Danny Green 4 threes. Book it. I like it. Yeah, let's book it. Let's get the script. Talk to the booking manager. Let's book that. And LeBron James wins MVP. Dedicated to Kobe. Friday night gonna be lit, man. This is going to be. If they win, it's certainly going to be emotional. This is going to probably be the most emotional championship they ever won. And I remember in January, that first game against against Portland, when first game after Kobe's death, watching, and that was a hard game to watch. And you saw the Lakers, they tried, but then Damian Lillard wasn't having it either. And they went ahead to win the game, the Blazers, that is. But then, and as a TV producer, you want to make people feel the emotion. When they zoomed up in on the Flowers at half court, and they zoomed in on number 8 on the floor, man, yeah, it was tough. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm nice. I'm out. Nice tuning in, bro. Get me on Football Sunday. Yeah, Dane, appreciate you coming on, man. I had to get you on here. Mike says, I think he gonna have that Mike Miller game when Braun and then blew the door out of OKC, and he won his first title. Yeah, Danny Green, that would be amazing. I would definitely love to see that. I know my boy Josh Vincent is Danny Green's his favorite player. What's up, Carter? Joining in. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, this has been an entertaining NBA Finals. I know after Game 1 and part of Game 2, people thought, "Oh, this is boring. This is not going to be good." But this has been entertaining. But it's just like Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Everybody thought that was going to be a wash, and then Game 2, the Nuggets bounced back. It took a 3-pointer from Anthony Davis to win it. So, but same here. Tonight has been. Like I said, as a Lakers fan, what's up, Kelsey? Kelsey tuning in. As a Lakers fan, it was very when it wasn't until AD hit that shot when I said, okay, game over. Let me get set up for the post show because I was sitting there like, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. So, but yeah, y'all make sure y'all download the Hap News app. It's available in all of your platforms, whether you're a team Android or like me, team iPhone. Make sure you follow me at Brian H. Waters. You can follow me everywhere. And also, I got my podcast, Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. So, and then wrestling fans, I got Break It Down with Brian H. Shout out to the real Dwayne Allen, my co-owner of the Wrestling Realm brand. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel. So, yeah, Kelsey says, hey, it's the Lake Show. Shout out to Kelsey, my media mavens, millennial media maven's sister. Yeah, Shark, all kinds of emotions Friday after the Lakers close it. I mean, man, like I said, just thinking about it. I mean, it's going to be interesting. But this is one for the ages. Another thing that would be interesting is 2000 Lakers win a championship, 2010 Lakers win a championship, and then 2020. And it's been 10 years, but guess what? That's what the Lakers that's what they do. Like Kobe said, they don't hang division banners because the expectation is to win championships. And LeBron James is 48 minutes away to do so. And yes, they're about to close it out. Jimmy's not going home, though. I mean, he's not. But also, you got to have that dog in it. But one of the things I just said, too, I said, now I just need my Bulls to get another win. I don't know if the Bulls win it without Michael Jordan, Mike. Sorry. But one of the things that I always said is with the Lakers having one thing I said earlier, Lakers having a bad game tonight, essentially, right? They didn't, AD and LeBron didn't have that AD and LeBron dominating game, and they still won. A lot of it, you got to give credit to Rondo. I mean, yeah, I think he had just 2 points, but he's a nuisance on defense. And he knows that basketball IQ, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer. You look at when he went to Dallas, when he went to Sacramento, or more so New Orleans, you saw, and he doesn't like the name Playoff Rondo, but his IQ, his basketball IQ is through the roof. I always, I'm watching him now, and I'm like, man, he was good in Boston, but he's so much better now. And obviously, it comes with age and experience. Says AD will eventually come home to Chicago, perhaps. Lakers got to get it done this year, so hopefully they, give him the bag. Just that simple. Pay the man. Rondo was a maestro down the stretch for LA, and it's been that way. He's been that way. I think he's the unsung hero of this entire playoffs. And I knew it felt like when the Lakers signed him and Boogie Cousins, it felt like, they just putting pieces together. But no, they signed Boogie the next year. But it felt like, okay, they got Rondo and LeBron on the same team. But it made sense. It made so much sense. So, but yeah, folks, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Lakers winning, taking a commanding 3-1 lead. Job's not finished. there's no need to celebrate. I hope the attitude in the locker room is LeBron holds everybody accountable like he did in game one when they were celebrating heavy. Job's not finished, in the words of Kobe Bryant. Mamba mentality. So till next time, folks, make sure y'all, if y'all haven't done so, download the Hap News app. And, it's a thing right there on your screen. You can say support Brian's journalism. So if you feel like you want to buy me a coffee, just go ahead, click the button, throw a couple $. There. Appreciate it. And make sure you download the app. And shout out to the great producers and directors of this app and the creators. I appreciate them always being arms away. You got your Twitters and your Facebooks and all that, but do you ever get to talk to the people? And yeah, it's definitely great hanging with you, Mark. I definitely really appreciate you coming to hang out and talk Lakers basketball. Till next time, folks. Brian.